What happens to the entire week? Tell me like step by step. The hell week.
It starts with something called breakout, where it simulates combat. It just simulates there's gunfire and explosions and just chaos. And then the week goes from there, and there's just you're always we have these rubber boats. You're in a boat crew, and those rubber boats, everywhere you go, you're carrying them on your head. Those boats weigh probably 250, 300 pounds dry, but because you're constantly in the water and on the beach, they get filled with sand, so they probably end up weighing 400 pounds or so. And the sand gets in between your head and the bottom of the boat, so you have a sore on top of your head, usually within a couple of days. Your neck is aching because you carry it everywhere. We estimate that the average student covers 200 miles during Hell Week. So you're always either walking or running with that boat. You're doing swim evolutions. You're doing an evolution that we call surf torture, where they put you in the water. If you think of a beach, the beach has a little bit of a gradient, and the waves crash onto, but the sand line goes down. So what they do is the whole class has to lock arms, and you walk out into the ocean till you're at about knee level. The water's up to your knees, and then everybody turns around, and then you sit down, and then they have you lay down. So the waves are crashing over your head, and you lay in the water, anywhere from 50 to 60 degrees until you become hypothermic. And then they pull you out and they check everybody to make sure, they have a doctor and medical staff there, and they make sure that no one is, at the point they're going to die. But then they make you go do physical things to try and warm you up. But then they have you, and you'll do that all through Hell Week.
Again and again and again.
Again and again and again. Yep. So you're either carrying the boat around on top of your head where your neck hurts and your body hurts, or you're laying in the ocean freezing to death. So you're all week long, you're shivering so hard that the muscles like lock up in your back and in your legs. And on top of that, then you have running evolutions, you have classroom evolutions, you have obstacle courses, you have physical training, and it doesn't stop because you don't sleep.
Yeah.
How
much do you sleep in a day?
The average student will only get 3 hours of sleep on average for the entire week. That's it.
For the entire week?
The entire week. You don't sleep. And when you do finally get to sleep, too, and it's not like they let you go lay in a bed, you're like laying on the ground, and your body's so sleep deprived, you'll instantly go into REM and deep sleep. And then they'll wake you up like only 20 minutes later. And it's so painful because it's like you're unconscious, and they're screaming at you to get up and go, and you're trying to figure things out. So it's just chaos. It's chaos, and it's painful. By the end of the week, by 3 or 4 days in, so 96 hours, by Wednesday or Thursday, you're starting to hallucinate. I remember I was hearing voices. I was seeing things that weren't there. Like I remember we were rowing our boat in the middle of the ocean, and I was seeing fences. I kept trying to steer the boat away because I thought we were going to hit this fence in the middle of the ocean. I remember on Friday, getting to the last day, you would start to, they call them micro sleeps. You're so tired and your body's so sleep deprived, it doesn't matter what you're doing, your body will go into like instant sleep. So I was running under the boat. And I remember like we were running by the compound, where the SEAL training compound is. And I was asleep. When I woke up, we were like a mile down the beach. So I literally my body shut down, my brain shut down. So it's kind of crazy. But what it's teaching you, and this is, everyone in SEAL training goes back to Hell Week. I think about that the night I was wounded. It teaches you to hang on and keep pushing through pain and discomfort, that your body can do 10 times more than what your brain tells you. Your brain will tell you have to stop. You can't keep going. It'll tell, but the reality is your body can keep going. You just have to endure.
Does it ever get to a point where like, I'm not doing it anymore?
Oh yeah. I thought that night on Thursday night of Hell Week.
Yeah.
I think everyone, I joke with people that I've met guys who say I never thought about quitting. And I'm like, you're a liar. I don't believe that. Everyone hits a breaking point. And the difference is they choose not to. They hit a point where they're like, I don't think I can do this anymore. And then they're like, okay, no, I need to stay the course.
Yeah.
Other people, they hit that point. As a matter of fact, the majority of people hit that point and they quit.
True.
Mala fama, se la pasan diciendo que soy mala, porque no me aguanto drama de nada, y más si vienes.